Galactic Standard Date. Year 11356. Day 90. Sol Standard Date 4th of the 2nd, 3267. The capital ships, along with the rest of the fleet, charged their particle lancers and railguns and timed the shots to be fired specifically when the warlord would rear its ugly head. First a volley of railgun fire from over 4,200 ships, both big and small. There wasn't much fanfare with the railgun volley, as it was still just kinetic fire. Shortly after, however, the particle lancers were thrust forth to follow behind and hit at around the same time as the railgun slugs. The deep crimson of 4,200 particle lancers being shot out lit up the dark expanse of space like a sun. The slugs and lancers impacted at roughly the same time on the first warlord of the three that had just started crossing through the rift. The impacts from the slugs were caught by the forward tentacles, preventing them from going through the main portion of the body. The lancers sliced through the flesh that was now pitted from the slugs and decimated the forward tentacles, yet they went no further. Before they could reload and finish it with a second volley, it started to regrow its forward tentacles. It was regenerating fast, way too fast for a normal warlord. That's when it hit Basileus. The unknown wasn't a queen. It was one of the priests of Mail, the filthy god of time that had tried to bring his people to extinction. Even if you damage the beasts, they will simply be healed if you do not extinguish their lives with the first blow. Basileus stood up and yelled as loud as he could, both through his voice and the fleet comm lines. "Attention! Soldiers of the Imperium, we have a worst-case scenario. I'm altering the fire plan now, and you will all follow it to the letter. Am I understood?" he yelled. Basileus picked up Aurelius and took the captain's chair, gently setting him off to the side. Aurelius was just staring in disbelief. He thought to himself, "The Emperor touched me! I will never wash this uniform again. It will be passed down in my family for eons." Basileus ordered the fleet to move into an arrowhead formation with the glory to the Emperor at the tip, so as to blunt any attacks. Basileus knew this ship could take on the damage from three warlords and a priest for a few minutes based on armor and mass alone, but that risked his people dying. He set the firing times to the fleet to be synced with the capital ships. There was no point in saving the missiles now either, as there was no queen. He set it all to be fired together at one of the warlords in a minute and a half interval, set if they could manage it. Basileus spoke once more into the fleet comm line. "If you do not follow the fire plan, you will all die here. My protections will not stave off a priest. They are capable of wielding Veil as I am. They are thusly capable of healing and ranged combat up to 4 light years away. There will be no escape. There is only victory, or death. With the new plans, we may yet see victory," he said solemnly. Basileus turned back to Aurelius. "Sorry for taking your chair, I needed your console. Also, we are going to use the Veil-powered Nova. We are already in a big gamble now that a priest has entered the fray. We go all in or we die. We will use the ship's bulwark system to defend from the first few attacks that those Azarians throw out. After that, it's up to hoping the armor holds out while the cannon charges. I was worried about losing a single ship before, but now the whole fleet is at jeopardy. That also includes our very little guests, Aurelius. We must protect them at all costs," he said. The ships were in place and ready to fire, so he could do nothing more than hurry up and wait. The first volley consisted of all the missiles and torpedoes that were in the entire fleet, followed behind by a railgun volley from the fleet, ending with another line of particle lances. Hopefully this would be enough to kill at least one more warlord. The lack of explosives from here on out will suck, but having one less warlord to fight sucks less. A warlord in close combat is effectively impossible to defeat in ship-to-Azarian combat. The missiles impacted, leaving nuclear fire over the entire body of the warlord, which was closely followed by kinetic and energy weapons, tearing deep holes through the pitted body of the burning warlord. It didn't get pushed back into the rift, but it was dead. The bridge crew let out a quick cheer before they noticed that the other two warlords had collected the body of the third. Basileus stomped his foot into the Basilian steel flooring of the bridge, denting it severely. "They are going to use the fallen warlord as a fucking meat shield," he said. Basileus looked into the rift that opened, revealing the priest, and stuck his middle finger out towards the rift. "Fuck you, Mail! Fuck you and your little tentacle bitches! Don't make me go into that rift and fuck you up again, bitch!" he yelled.